So yeah, as I've been saying in the last few videos, this month is our anniversary month since I started writing online about my journey as a single mom. I started last year, August. So this year, August, to celebrate our 1 year anniversary, I thought, let me do a live every Friday and just interview people and talk about stuff that have been very instrumental in the journey of healing and just in the journey to me being where I am today. That's why I invited my husband, Usbu, to come do a live for the first 2 nights. If you haven't watched that, please, you can go on the page and just check out those videos. And then last week, I interviewed my mom-in-law, Uma. It was really, really amazing. And you guys really loved that video. And she was very instrumental as well in the journey of, the single mom journey, wife journey. So that's why I interviewed Uma. And this week, I'm here by myself. And I'm going to talk about shame because I think that it's such a huge topic, I think, when you are a single mom or when you've had a child outside of wedlock and in church, at home. There's a lot of shame that comes through and that sticks itself on you in the journey. And if we aren't intentional about breaking free from that or healing from that, it can really, really destroy our relationships for the future, our relationships right now. So I just want to talk about what that looked like for me and the struggles that I went through with shame in the early years of our marriage, and just how I kind of broke free from that, and hoping that you ladies and gents, if there's guys watching, there's Lindo. Sorry, Lindale. So yeah, if it's something that you are struggling from, that you could hear my story and hopefully it'll help you somehow as well. Thank you so much for coming, guys. And today is the last live for the month. So unfortunately, there won't be a live next week, Friday. But I'll try and keep content, coming through on the page and keep you guys entertained. So I promise that there just won't be silence. Hey, Pamela, thank you so much for coming through. Brand new fan, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming through. Tell your friends, tell other mommies to come through. And God will do amazing things through this platform. We trust him with this platform. It's all his, and he's doing all the work, and he's the one speaking through me. So we just thank God for what he's doing. I have no notes, by the way, tonight, guys. I have no notes, didn't prepare anything. So I'm just going to be talking straight from the heart. So bear with me. So I remember Uguti, like in the first years of our marriage with Usbu, when we got married, because of financial reasons, we couldn't move into our own place. We had to move in with Uma and Sbu's younger brothers, and Undalo. And it was a huge, huge adjustment for me. I remember Uguti, I struggled really connecting with everyone. I really just kept to myself, and really just it wasn't in a place where I could connect with everyone. And now that I look back, I think that all of that was shame. And I had a conversation about this with a colleague of mine during the week, and he said that shame makes you an island. It isolates you from the people that are around you. And now when I look back, I think that's exactly what it did. I was in a house filled with people who were for me, people who loved me, but I couldn't let them in because I had a lot of shame. And ishame iqala when you find out that you're pregnant. All of these thoughts like, oh my gosh, you're pregnant. You're not married, this relationship is not stable with this guy. You start feeling like, you you're not wise. You're not the wisest person on earth for getting yourself to where you are. And then I remember telling my mom, there was just a whole lot of stuff that she said that I won't say on live, because she was just so disappointed and so upset about the choices that I had made to lead myself to where I was. And then your tummy starts growing, and then it's like public knowledge that you are now pregnant, you are not married. And then the guy decides to not be in the picture. And I think even that as well, you kind of take it on yourself and you think that there might be something wrong with you. Maybe you're the cause for making him not want to stay, not want to be part of the journey of pregnancy and the birth of the child. So yeah, these things pile up. And I start working at Focus on the Family. And yes, I'm surrounded by tons of resources. And for me, then the big thing was ensuring that I forgive him, that I let go of just the entire experience and be okay with everything that happened. And I did that, and praise God that I was able to forgive him and be in a place where I was okay with the entire experience and everything that had happened, and not be angry, not be mad at him. But then now I'm praying for a husband, and by the grace of God, God does give me a husband. But somehow when I've gotten this husband, I'm married now, we at home together, I really, really struggle to really believe that, this guy genuinely loves me and he's genuinely for me. I remember Uguti, early on in our marriage, I was constantly on defense mode. I wasn't able to receive from Musbu. I wasn't able to even have normal arguments, like just, disagree on something and then gudlule and you guys are okay. I took everything personally because I really didn't feel worthy of his love, worthy of the love and affection of the entire family. And I'm so grateful that I interviewed Duma last week Friday, because you guys look at our relationship now and the whole discussion, and you would think it was always like that, and it wasn't. There was a time where we had no relationship, and I think it was because of me and because of my shame. I wasn't able to be in a place where I could, lower down or break down those walls and allow people in. I felt judged. I felt, I just felt a lot of emotions and felt like I didn't belong, like I wasn't here, like there was someone else who belonged to be married to my husband and be loved as much by this family and not me, because, I'm so different from this entire family, and I come with something so different from what this entire family knows and the norm for this entire family. And even my journey and my walk with God was still kind of new and still kind of fresh. And with Usbu's family, that's what they've known like forever. Usbu grew up in church. That's a norm for them. And for me, it was like still something that was new. I had all of that going on, and I wasn't able to be in a place where I could fully receive and fully just grasp and accept him as my husband and accept him, and accept his love. Until I reached out to church. I went for a program at church, and this program at church is called Encounter. And it basically it's a self-awareness program, and it kind of takes you back to your childhood, and it makes you kind of review yourself and review your life, and basically look at yourself and see how you got where you are in your life at that present moment. And where I was at that time where I applied or did that course at church, I was very, very exhausted. In our marriage, I was very tired emotionally, and I felt like I had just given away too much of myself to my husband and to my marriage. And now looking back, I was giving from a place of not love, but wanting to feel accepted and feel worthy of being in the family. Like, I gave until I hurt myself, I think. Even you find like the simplest thing where uthola ukuthi mhlambe there's something eshodayo endlini, sonke asinayo imali, but for whatever reason I felt so compelled ukuthi I need to ensure ukuthi I try and find money to a point where probably I would borrow some money wherever, because I felt like I needed to kind of shine and I needed to kind of show my worthiness of being in the family. I couldn't afford it. I didn't have the money to, but it would weigh me down, and I need to do something to feel like I deserve to be here, like I'm worthy of being here. So I wasn't doing and I wasn't acting from a place of love and a place of just self-worth. I was giving from a place of emptiness and a place of seeking validation and acceptance from other people. And that wore me down. Yonke into engangiyenza was good, was beneficial for the entire family, but I was giving from a place of emptiness, I think, and a place of seeking validation. And when I went to the course, Esontweni, I realized that I was really, really, really struggling with shame. And I was really struggling to accept my husband as a gift from God. Like, I was really struggling to just accept uthando lwakhe, accept, the way he loved me and the way he cared for us, and accept that it was purely a gift from God, that yes, I don't deserve it, and I probably never will. I'm not saying that my husband is an angel and he's a perfect guy. He's close by, so that was from him. But I think Koguti, I really felt like I had to work for his love, for his attention, for his approval, and the approval of the entire family. And that's what shame does. I think it makes you not be able to receive uthando freely, receive gifts freely, receive even compliments freely, because you yourself feel so unworthy, and you feel like you don't deserve to be here, and it's like you're constantly on work mode. Like, that's where I was, and I was like constantly on work mode and always feeling like I had to do something, I had to be something to feel like I deserve to be here. And I think after Ukamba, that course at Sontweni, I was able to really kind of even give it a name, that I'm struggling with shame. This is shame, and really go before God and say, God, this is the name of the thing that I'm struggling with. Please help me with this. And I think after that program or that thing that I did at Sontweni, I was really able to just receive freely uthando from Usbu, and receive freely from the love of the entire family, actually, without feeling like I needed to work, I needed to do more than what they are doing. I was able to just receive, and I was able, even for Usbu in our marriage, we were able to reach a deeper level of intimacy in the way that we communicate, in the way that we talk, because I wasn't on defense mode. I could allow him in, and I could say, this is the past yami, and this is what I've gone through, and I'm struggling with the shame right now. So when you talk to me, can you please talk to me in this way? Can you please do this so you can help me with this issue that I came into this marriage with? I owned it, I could own that this is something that I came in, this is a flaw in my character and a flaw in me, but can you please help me with this, because I'm still journeying with this, and when he does do that, and when he does fulfill those needs for me that are helping me with my wounds and the stuff that I'm going through, we reach such a deep level of intimacy, and it's like so amazing when he does do that, when he does you spend more time with me, spend more time just validating me. And I think I think he's become so good because I was actually able to actually verbalize izinto to him and say, this is what I'm struggling with, this is what's happening inside me and in my emotions. He's a guy, he doesn't necessarily understand all the emotional stuff that I'm going through, but and actually lezi zinto lezi will never come, you'll never be at a place where you can realize certain stuff about yourself, and you won't be in a place where you can actually have certain conversations in a marriage or in a relationship if you don't open yourself up to resources, like the stuff that you're listening to, the stuff that you attend as a couple or as a person, the stuff that you're listening to, the type of sermons, type of podcast that you listen to. They trigger something in your mind, and they allow you to give words to certain stuff that you're going through, but you don't understand yourself and don't necessarily have the wording for it. Because I didn't think that was shame. I just felt like I was doing too much and Usbu was doing less to help me and relieve izinto off me. But I realized that I was taking way more than I should be taking, because I was trying to kind of make myself feel worthy, So it was a flow, gumina. So for single moms, anybody watching this, guys, be intentional about the stuff that you are listening to, the stuff that you are watching, because it's those things that allow us to have certain conversations, and it's these things that will allow us to look into ourselves, to look into certain areas and certain parts of ourselves where we normally wouldn't generally look at, where probably you generally just use a blanket approach to certain stuff. But when you attend, classes or whatever, like stuff that is for your mental health, that's why I am so for psychology. That is why I'm so for counseling, because sometimes when ukuluma with someone else, it makes you question yourself, and psychology helps us unravel ourselves, and look at ourselves. It's not about the next person, but it's about you and stuff that you've gone through and stuff that you are going through, and how that impacts the person you are now, and the type of relationships and the quality of relationships you have with the people around you. So I think that's what I wanted to talk about namhlanje. I see you, Sisipo. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you, Tabile, for coming through. I see you, Pastor Chi. Thank you so much. But yeah, shame can really, really ruin our relationships too. It can honestly make us an island. You are in a room filled with people. People are loving you. People are showing affection to you, but you are not in a place to receive it. You can't see it. You can't receive it, because when yourself, you feel unworthy. You feel like you don't belong to be here. And shame is really, really a big thing. I also listen to Brené Brown a lot. She studies shame and she speaks into that so much. So you guys can go watch her as well and see if it triggers something buena. Being a single mom, there's a lot of shame attached to us being single moms, having children outside of wedlock. Even worse when we come into church now. You come into church with proof you are sexual outside of marriage, or you once were sexual outside of marriage. Even worse, and then for me, ngashada, and it's proof that I had a sexual experience outside of my husband that actually produced a child, So it's all of these things that happen gutina mentally, and stuff that you have to. Nobody actually can help you. Usbu can't help me with that, because that's my feelings and stuff that I had to go through and stuff that I had to go before God and come to him from a place where I was healed, and I could give a name to what I'm going through and actually ask him, please help me with this. Please tell me you love me more. Please affirm me. Please, I don't know, just hug me or do whatever to help me with this wound that I have, that I'm still with, that I'm still carrying and still journeying with, So it allows him to love me in a deeper level, and it allows him inside my heart, and I'm not on defense mode. So I don't know if you guys are getting me. That's the thing with the Facebook Live. You feel like you're just talking to yourself, and yeah, you never know if people really do get what you're saying and if you really are making sense. But that's basically what I wanted to share namhlanje, that for all single moms, question what your journey is with shame, and if any of the stuff that you might be going through and stuff that's and the relationships, the quality of relationships that you have with the people around you, if you aren't motivated by shame, and if the stuff that you are doing is not motivated by shame, and you're not trying to cover up your shame, by the stuff that you're doing, just research it for yourself and see, is it something that you might be struggling with or not? Because kubalulekile for us in whatever we are doing, especially in our relationships, the stuff that we're doing for our spouses, for your boyfriend, let it come from a place of love and a place of self-acceptance and self-love first, and not from a place of lack and seeking validation from the next person. So basically that's what I wanted to share today. You guys can let me know if you want me to add or say anything else on this topic. Thank you, Tabile. Thank you for that. No, we get you so much and can relate as a single mom. It's something to look into. I think that it's a really big thing. I see a lot of my friends actually who are still single moms and who are unmarried, that a lot of their decisions are rooted in shame, like it's trying to seek approval. I think that even sometimes having another child when you already have a child, you find that, especially if maybe you're dating a guy who doesn't have a child and you have a child, some people end up having another child just to kind of even the score when you feel like you're worthy of this guy's love. And that's sad. So there's a lot of reasons that there's a lot of stuff that people do, and you find that their motives is because of shame. And and even you're a single mom and you tell yourself, when are you never going to date a guy who doesn't have a child, or I'm a single mom, so I won't have friends who don't have children because I can't relate to that, because they can't relate to me. I think some of those decisions and some of those thoughts processes are rooted in shame and wanting to feel like wonke umuntu ufana nawe and you can't relate to people who are different from you. So that's all I wanted to say, guys. I don't want to keep blabbing and keeping you on here. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for coming here every Friday and participating and listening to us. I'm really, really trusting God for the future. Literally, Lily page, it wasn't my intention to have a Facebook page. I was literally just sharing my journey from being a single mom up until meeting Usbu, and how that was pivotal for the success of my marriage. I think I needed to have Undalo for me to be a wife that Usbu can love. I think my life was very fast prior to having Undalo. So basically that's how I started writing. And then people were like, please don't stop. We were really, impacted and we really want to hear more. So then I started the page, and here we are now. So let me know what you guys want to see more on this page and how I can better serve your needs on this page. So inbox me, write me messages. I'm really open for discussion and open to see what you guys want to hear more and what you want to see on the page. Thank you so much again. Thank you, Sissy Paul. I'm going to read all of your messages after we finish this live. Let me read your message, Sisipo. Coach Useo Peta, but I struggle with shame quite a lot now. I remember asking a guy, friend of mine, how Christian guys feel about baby mamas. Sure. Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah, that is a big one. Yeah, especially Christian guys. Yeah, that's a big one. I think that's what actually some of my motives for bringing on Usbu, to talk about that and talk into that. So check out some of my responses as what he spoke about and what he said with regards to that. I think he said a lot of good gems and spoke into that a lot. So yeah. I see you, Tabby. Thank you so much. Your journey is impacting our journey of healing. Yes, thank you so much. Now I'm still on a journey. We are constantly healing at Peli. We are constantly journeying and constantly just asking God to just peel us open like an onion and show us stuff that he still needs to deal with us with, because we continually get hurt, even in our journey, even in Mshadweni. I'm continuing getting triggers and continue getting hurt. So it's really important to just continually ask God, what else is inside of me that we still need to deal with, that I still am kind of holding, that doesn't represent you well. And continually just asking God to show you those things, and having the courage and the bravery to just sit at the feet of God and just ask him to journey and help us through these things, because as to heal, as to pola, like it's a continuous journey. It's a continual journey of healing. But thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to say bye now. I see you, Pastor G. Self-love, acknowledging psychological pain to stop the emotional bleeding is what I have taken away. Yes, thank you so much, Pastor G, for saying that. You said it so wisely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for coming through. Yes, please like our page on Instagram. Send me through your suggestions of content that you want to see in the future, and I'll see how I can best serve your needs. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I love you guys so much, and I'm praying for you, all of you. Bye, guys.